Hello everyone. So let's continue with the three-hinged arches. We have seen some examples of the three-hinged arches in the last session. We continue with the analysis of the three-hinged arches. We see how to find the internal forces. Some more examples. So just a small recap to brush your memory. So three-hinged arches are the arches which have two hinged supports at the springing level as well as one hinge at the crown. So this hinge at the crown provides the extra equilibrium condition, that is moment about the hinge is 0. So 4 reactions at the spring level, 4 conditions of equilibrium, hence three hinged arches statically determinate. We know the reactions. There will be how many reactions? Two reactions at each support. So then we analyze the bending moment at the crown point. Crown end is 0. The internal forces at any section are the moment, normal thrust and the radial shear. So you know the internal forces, normal thrust by the equation Nt or N at the section D is equal to V sin theta plus H cos theta, where V is the summation of algebraic vertical forces at the section, that is the shear forces. H is the horizontal force. Next is the radial shear, V cos theta minus H sin theta. Slope, theta is equal to tan inverse 4h by L square into L minus 2x. So you know the equation y is equal to 4h by L square into x into L minus x. If you differentiate that, you get this equation. So the total reaction at the hinged support is RA is the combination of the horizontal and vertical reaction, that is root of VA square plus HA square. So we know the steps. Draw the free body diagram including the showing the reactions at the support level. Apply the conditions of equilibrium. Sigma m is equal to 0, sigma v is equal to 0 and sigma h is equal to 0 to find the support reaction. To find the horizontal reaction, apply the condition sigma mc is equal to 0, that is moment about the crown as 0, you get the horizontal reaction. If there are arch is subjected to horizontal forces, then the reactions at both the spring levels will be different. So by substituting sigma h is equal to 0, we can find out HA and HB. Then the internal forces, bending moment at the given section, normal thrust and the radial shear. If asked, you have to draw the bending moment diagram also. Okay. So let's see the example. Last time we had seen the examples, three hinged arches subjected to point loads. Let's see now how to solve when it is subjected to UDL. Steps are same. A three-hinged parabolic arch is shown in figure. Determine the normal thrust, radial shear and bending moment at 6 meter from the left support. UDL is acting over the right half of the span. A 40 kilonewton load is acting at a distance of 6 meter from the left end. Total span is of 30 meter. The rise is 5 meter. So we have to find the internal forces at the section 6 meter from the left support. So let's see the solution. As usual, first we have to find the reactions. So apply the conditions of equilibrium. Sigma V is equal to 0. How many vertical reactions? VA, VB and the 40 kilonewton, and the total intensity of the UDL, that is 10 into 15. So VA plus VB is equal to 40 plus 10 into 15. You get it as 190 kilonewton. Next, take the moment about any end. Here we are taking the moment about the end B as equal to 0. So what would be the moment? VA into 30 minus 40 into 40 kilonewton load is at a distance of 30 minus 6, that is 24 meter from the end B. So 40 into 24 minus 10 into 15 into half of 15, that is 7.5. Okay, so equate that to 0. Only unknown is VA. We can find VA. VA is 69.5 kilonewton. So we have applied the two conditions. The third condition, sigma h is equal to 0. There are no other horizontal forces. So HA is equal to HB. We can consider that as equal to H. Next, apply the equilibrium condition. Moment about the crown as 0, sigma MC as 0. So considering only the left portion now, you can consider either the left portion or the right portion of the point C. So if we consider the left portion, what we get? VA. Okay, so here VA is equal to 69.5 by, from the equation 1, VA plus VB is 190. So VB you get it as 120.5 kilonewton. Now take the moment about the point C, considering the left portion. So what are the forces producing the moment? VA into 15 minus this horizontal force is producing the moment minus H into the rise. We are taking the moment about the point C. At the point C, the H is at a perpendicular distance of 5 meter, that is equal to rise. So H into 5, remember always the horizontal force produces the negative moment, that is the hogging moment. So always minus H into Y. Please remember that. And this is minus 40 into 15 minus 6, that is 9. So VA we have already found out 69.5, only unknown is H. So substitute, solve, you get H as 136.5 kilonewton. So if you solve up to here properly, then half of the work, 50% of the work is done. Next is to find out the internal forces just by remembering the formula and applying. As I already told, there are no other horizontal forces. HA is equal to HB is equal to H, that is 136.5 kilonewton. So up to these steps you have to do properly. Always remember the horizontal force produces negative moment. So it is always minus H into Y or H into R. If you are taking the moment about the crown, you have to take that height, the rise of the arch, that would be given. If you are taking the moment about any other point, then we have to find out the Y by using the parabolic equation. So we have found out the horizontal force, we have found out the vertical reaction. Now let's find out Y by applying the equation. Y is equal to 4R by L square into X into L minus X. So R, we know the rise is given as 5 meters, substitute. So we get the equation in this form. So it is asked to find the internal forces at a distance 6 meter from the left support. So substitute X as 6 meter. So Y you get it as 3.21 meter. Okay. Next is finding the slope theta. Theta is equal to tan inverse 4h by L square into L minus 2x. So substituting h as 5, x as 6, we get theta as 21.80. Okay, so when we have got the y and theta, you can apply the equation of the normal thrust, radial shear, and we can find out the bending moment too. So to find out the normal thrust, we have to, at the given section, normal thrust and the radial shear, we have to find out the shear force Vx also. So V is equal to summation of all the vertical forces at the section, that is 69.5 minus 40. So that you get it as 29.5 kilonewton. So apply the formula, normal thrust is equal to V sin theta minus H cos theta. Substitute V as 29.5. So sin theta you get it as 0.3738. H is 136.5. Cos theta, that is cos 21.8, you get it as 0.9275. So normal thrust is equal to 137.63 kilonewton. Similarly, use the equation, radial shear is equal to V cos theta minus H sin theta. Substitute the values of V, theta, H, everything. We get the radial shear at the section as 23.66 kilonewton. Next is finding the bending moment at the given section. So bending moment is VA 69.5, it is at a distance of 6, minus the moment of the horizontal force, that is 136.5 into Y, that is 3.21. Now we have to take the height at the given section, not the rise. Rise is at the crown level. This Y we have found out just now at the 6 meter distance, that is 3.21 you have to consider. So moment you get it as minus 21.165 kilonewton meter. This is how we analyze the three hinged arches. Whatever may be the loading given, the steps are same. Each step carries marks, each formula, finding y, finding theta, everything carries marks. So be careful. Don't miss any of the steps. If you Yes, we cannot proceed further also if we miss those steps. So let's see the next problem. See, usually in the three-hinged parabolic arches problems, no diagram will be given. So read the question carefully, draw the diagram, sketch accordingly. A symmetrical three-hinged parabolic arch has a span of 20 meter. It carries UDL of intensity 10 kilonewton per meter over the entire span and 2-point loads of 40 kilonewton each at 2 meter and 5 meter from the left support. Compute the reactions, also find bending moment, radial shear and normal thrust at a section 4 meter from left end. Take central rise as 4 meter. See, everything is explained in the problem. So we have to draw the sketch. Span 20 meter, UDL 10 kilonewton per meter over the entire span, as well as 2-point loads 40 kilonewton each at 2 meter and 5 meter from the left support. Central rise is 4 meter. So we have to find the internal forces at a distance 4 meter from the left end. So this would be the diagram. So as usual, apply the conditions of equilibrium. We know that there are no other horizontal forces, so HA would be equal to HB. If we apply sigma H is equal to 0, HA minus HB is equal to H. Sigma Y is equal to 0. What are the vertical forces? VA plus VB minus 40 minus 40. and the total intensity of the UDL is 10 into 20 as it is acting over the entire span, that is equal to 0. So we get VA plus VB as 280. Sigma MA is equal to 0. Taking the moment of all the forces about the end A, it is easier as the distances are given from the end A of the 40 kilonewton load. So what are the forces producing the moment? Minus VB into 20, right? Plus 10 into 20 into 10 plus 40 into 5 plus 40 into 2, right? So we get VB as 114 kilonewton. So if we substitute in the equation VA plus VB is equal to 280, we get VA as 166 kilonewton. Next, apply the condition. Moment about the hinge at the crown as 0. You can consider either the left of the section C or the right of the section C. As you can see here, the right of C has the less forces. If you consider the left of C, we get the moment of VA, H, 40, 40 and the UDL for the half span. You have to calculate the moment of total 5 forces. But if we consider the right of the section, VB, H and the UDL. Only 3 forces produces the moment. So considering the right of the section, so half the span means 10 meter, 10 into 10 into 10 by 2, that is 5, minus HB into 4 plus VB is 114. 114 into 10 is equal to 0. So only unknown is H. We get H as 160 kilonewton. We know HB is equal to HA, that is also 160 kilonewton. So 50% of the work is done by calculating the reaction. If it is asked to find the total reaction, we have to use here the formula under the root of VA square plus HA square at A, at B, under the root of VB square plus H square, you get the total reaction RA and RB. Okay. Next is to find the internal forces. To find the internal forces, we have to find the height at the given section, that is Y. So Y is equal to 4R by L square into X into L minus X. Writing the formula is very important. So it is asked to find out the internal forces at a distance 4 meter from the left support. So at X is equal to 4, if you substitute, we get Y as 2.56 meter. Here see, rise is also 4, X is also 4. So you can see in the numerator 4 force, 4R, R is 4, X is also 4. Don't get confused. So substituting in the equation theta is equal to tan inverse 4h by L square into L minus 2x, we get theta as 25.64. So these are the preliminary steps before finding the internal forces at the given section. So now find out the shear force at the given section. Shear force is nothing but the algebraic summation of all the vertical forces. So vertical forces are VA, that is 166 kilonewton, and the total intensity of the UDL for a span of 4 meter, only 4 meter span we have to consider, that is 10 into 4. Under 40 kilonewton force is acting. One more 40 kilonewton force is acting at 5 meter from the NDA, so it does not come into picture. Only 3 vertical forces. So that is 166 minus 40 minus 10 into 4. So we get V as 86 kilonewton. So apply the formula. Normal thrust is equal to V sin theta minus H cos theta. Substituting the values of V and theta, we get NT as 181.566 kilonewton. Similarly, substituting the equation for the radial shear, RS is equal to V cos theta minus H sin theta. Substituting the values, we get the radial shear as 8.29 kilonewton. Next is to find the bending moment. So 166 into 4, that is VA into 4, minus the moment of the horizontal force, that is 160 into 2.56. Remember, horizontal force always produces hogging moment, so minus, and the moment of the UDL minus 10 into 4 into 2, minus the moment of the point load 40 kilonewton, which is at a distance of 2 meter from the section, so 40 into 2. So we get the moment as 94.4 kilonewton meter. So see, the steps are same, repeats, but you have to be careful in finding the reactions. So next one, prove that three-hinged arch carrying UDL over its entire span, bending moment about any section is 0. If the when UDL is only UDL is acting over the entire section, then the bending moment at any section is 0. So draw the three-hinged arch. Show the UDL over the entire span. Since only the UDL is acting, the reactions will be WL by 2, WL by 2 on either side. Consider any section at a distance x from the left end. Okay. So horizontal forces will be one and the same. H is equal to HA, that is equal to HB, as there are no other horizontal forces acting. So write down the equation for y. Y is equal to 4h by L square into x into L minus s. And consider the moment about the point C in order to find the horizontal reaction. So that is nothing but the reaction VA is WL by 2. It is at a distance of L by 2. So the moment of VA will be WL by 2 into L by 2 minus the moment of the UDL over the half span, that is W into L by 2. So its moment, it will be acting at a distance of L by 4 from point C. So W into L by 2 is the total load, its distance is L by 4. And the moment of the horizontal reaction, that is minus H into the central rise H, that is equal to 0. So we get the equation H as WL square by 8H. Okay. So now find the moment about the section at a distance x from the left end. So what would be the moment? The moment of the vertical force, that is reaction, that is WL by 2 into x. The moment of the horizontal reaction, H into y, and the moment of the UDL up to that portion only, that is for a distance of x only, we have to consider minus Wx square by 2. So substitute the value of y as 4h by L square into x into L minus s in the place of y. If you simplify further, you get it as, see here, 4, 8 gets cancelled out, WL square, H gets cancelled out. So you get the equation as WL square by 2H. If you take the L inside, WL square by 2H into Lx minus x square. If you simplify further, So WL square by 2L into L square into L, 1 get cancel out, so you get it as every equation gets cancel out, plus minus, so the moment we get it as 0. So this is the proof. If the three-hinged arch is carrying only the UDL, then the moment at any point is equal to 0. So this is similar to the first problem we have solved. There the UDL was acting at the right of the right half portion. Here it is acting left half portion. That's all the difference. Find the normal thrust, radial shear and bending moment at quarter span. Span is given as 36 meter. Quarter span means 36 by 4, 9 meter. And draw bending moment diagram. So as usual, apply the conditions of equilibrium. Sigma V is equal to 0. So VA plus VB is equal to the total intensity of the UDL, that is 30 into 15 plus 60, sorry 30 into 18 plus 60, half of 36 is 18. So you get it as 600. Next apply the condition sigma MB is equal to 0. VA into 36 minus 30 into 18 into 9 plus 18, that is 27, minus 60 into 9. You will get VA as 420 kilonewton. If you substitute in the equation 1, we get VB as 180 kilonewton. Next apply the condition sigma MC is equal to 0. So VA is at a distance of 18 meter from the point C. VA into 18 minus rise is given as 6 meter. So minus 6 into HA minus 30 into 18 by 2. If you want, you can consider the right section also. So we get HA as 450 kilonewton. We have found out the reactions. If it is asked to find the total reaction, you have to use the formula RA is equal to under the root H square plus VA square. Similarly, RB is equal to under the root VA square plus HA square. So next is to find, we are asked to find the internal forces at the quarter span. So we have to find the height Y at the quarter span as well as the angle theta. So use the equation Y is equal to 4R by L square into X into L minus X. Substitute R as 6 and quarter span length X is 9. Substitute X is equal to 9 meter. We get Y as 4.51 meter. And if we substitute in the equation, theta is equal to tan inverse 4h by L square into L minus 2x, we get theta as 18.44 degree. Next step is to find out the internal forces. So considering the left quarter span, vertical shear V is equal to, at the section, two vertical forces. One is VA and the other is the total intensity of the UDL. So 420 minus 30 into 9. You have to consider the span only 9 meter, not the 18 meter, because section is at a distance of 9 meter. So we get the vertical force as 150 kilonewton. Now apply the formula. Normal thrust is equal to V sin theta plus 4 cos theta. We get the, substituting the values, we get the normal thrust value as 474.33 kilonewton. Next, apply the equation for the radial shear, substitute the values of the V and theta and H. So we get radial shear as minus 0.24 kilonewton. Next step is to find the bending moment. So 420 into 9 minus the H value is 450. 450 into 4.5 minus the moment of the UDL. 30 into 9 into 4.5. You get the moment as 540 kilonewton meter. So to draw the bending moment diagram, it is asked to draw the bending moment diagram. Consider the loads acting on the arch as itself they are acting on the beam. Okay, without horizontal reactions. Loads are 30 kilonewton meter and the 40 kilonewton point load. One is UDL and the other is point load. Draw the bending moment diagram for this beam. Okay, so find out the reaction. RA plus RB is 18 into 30 plus 60, that is 600. So RA you get it as, by applying the moment equilibrium condition, RA is 420 kilonewton. So RB is 180 kilonewton. So draw the bending moment diagram. Bending moment diagram at the point C will be 420 into 18 minus 30 into 18 into 9. So similarly find the bending moment at the point under the point load 60 kilonewton, that is RB into 9. So then we know the bending moment diagram of the parabolic arch, but just the horizontal force is the parabola. So superimpose that over the bending moment diagram of the beam, you get the bending moment diagram of the three-hinged parabolic arch. See here, this shows the bending moment diagram of only the vertical loadings. Okay. So for the UDL acting, the bending moment diagram will be parabolic. You can see here, this is parabolic, this is linear. Find out the bending moment at the under the point load also. Okay, so this is the bending moment diagram of the only the vertical loadings, and then superimpose on that the bending moment diagram of the UDL. At the point C, that is at the crown, you have to see that both the bending moment, so that would be become 0. Okay, so let's see the next example. Interesting problem. Till now we were seeing only the vertical loads. Here we are getting the inclined loads, 150 kilonewton and 200 kilonewton inclined. 2 point loads are acting, but they are in inclined position. One is inclined at 45 degree and there is inclined at 30 degree. Find the bending moments at loaded points. So here you see, because the inclined loads are acting, HA would not be equal to HB. Okay. If only the vertical loadings are acting, then HA is equal to HB. But here HA and HB differs. So as usual, apply the conditions of equilibrium. VA plus VB. You resolve the two inclined forces into its vertical and the horizontal component. Vertical component of the 150 kilonewton force, it is inclined at 45 degree, that is 150 sine 45. Vertical component of 200 kilonewton is 200 sine 30. So VA plus VB will be equal to 206.05. Next, apply sigma MB is equal to 0. Take the moment of all the forces about the end B. HA does not produces any moment as it passes through the same line. VA into 20 plus 106.05 into 3 and minus 106.05 into 15, that is the moment of the horizontal component and the vertical component, okay, minus 100 into 6, that is the horizontal component, sorry, vertical component of the 200 kilonewton force, minus 173.23 into 3.36. Actually you have to find y here before applying this condition. Y is equal to 4r by L square into x into L minus x. You have to apply, you have to find that at the point 150 kilonewton and 200 kilonewton. Y you get as 3 meter and 3.36 meter. That you have to substitute here. Okay. So we get VA as 122.73 kilonewton, VB as 83.32 kilonewton. Next, apply the condition sigma H is equal to 0. As I already told, because of the horizontal forces, HA would not be equal to HB. HA and the horizontal force is 150 cos 45, both are acting towards right. HB is acting towards left, 200 cos 30 is also acting towards left. So HA minus HB, you get it as 67.155 kilonewton. Next, apply the moment about the hinge as 0 at the crown. So here we consider both the portion, half of portion. Okay, first consider the left portion and then consider the right portion, or any one of the portion you consider and substitute in HA minus HB what we have got now. You get the value HB. Considering the left portion from the crown, applying sigma MC is equal to 0. So 122.73 into 10, that is the moment of the vertical reaction, minus 4 into HA, minus 106.05, that is the horizontal, horizontal component of the 150 kilonewton force. Here you see the height of the 150 cos 45 is at 3 meter. Height of the crown is 4 meter. So you have to consider here this distance, that is 4 minus 3. This distance you have to consider. This total distance is 4. This height of 150 kilonewton force is 3 meter. This height is 3 meter. So for to take the moment we have to consider this distance, that is 4 minus 3. Okay, that is the moment of your horizontal force. Next is the 106, so the moment of the vertical force, that is 150 cos 45, that will be at a distance of, since it is acting at a distance of 5 meter, remaining distance is 10 minus 5. So 106.5 into 0.5 gives you the moment about the hinge. So we get the value of HA. If you want, you can substitute HA minus HB, what we have got. You get the value of HB, or you can consider the right portion from the crown. It is easier to substitute in the previous equation HA minus HB, what we have got. You have, as you know, HA value, we can easily find out HB value. Just to show how to find the moments. Okay, again apply the condition sigma MC is equal to 0. So the vertical reaction is 83.32 into 10 minus 4 into HB minus the horizontal component of 200 cos 30, that is 173.21 into again the height. You can see the rise from is given as 4 meter. but 200 kilonewton force is at a distance of 3.36 meter from the spring level. So we have to consider this height to take the moments. This height would be 4 minus 3.36. This is 3.36. So 4 minus 3.36 gives us the height of the uh, distance of the horizontal component of 200 kilonewton force. So next is the vertical component of the 200 kilonewton force, that is 200 sine 30, that is nothing but 100 into 10 minus 6. So you can find out easily the value of HB. Actually HA minus HB you can easily find out. So like this we find out the value of HB, 80.58 kilonewton. So this step actually we have to do it before. I forgot to write it down before. Okay, so YD, that is the height at the point D, that is 150 kilonewton, that you get as 3 meter. YE as 3.3. Next, find out the bending moment at the section. M is equal to 122.73 into 5, that is the moment of VA, minus 147.75 into 3, that is the moment of HA, minus the moment, that only two forces producing the moment about the loaded point, that is equal to 170.4 kilonewton meter. So the moment about the other loaded point 200 kilonewton is, again considering the right of the section, VB, that is 83.23 into 6 minus 80.58, that is the HB, into height is 3.36. So you get the moment at the another loaded point as 229.17 kilonewton meters. This is how we have to solve when the inclined forces are acting on the arches. Okay, so these are all the problems when the spring levels are at the same level. So here are some of the assignments. Please complete these assignments. These are all the problems what we have already solved now, same type. This is the second assignment question. No diagram is given. So you have to draw the diagram. So this is the third one. So all are simple problem. Please solve it, practice it. It is the one of the simplest module. So if you make practice, if you solve more and more problems, it becomes more easier for you and it is more easier to score in this module. So please practice. Okay. We have seen here the analysis of the three-hinged arches when it is subjected to UDL and the point load. We also have seen that when the three-hinged parabolic arch is subjected only to UDL, the bending moment at any point or the any section is 0. We have seen the problems of analyzing the three-hinged arches when it carries the inclined point loads, right? So these are all the problems when the spring levels are at the same level. Next session we see how to solve the problems when the springings are at different level or the non-symmetrical parabolic arch. And again the circular arch. What all we have seen is the only the parabolic arches. So in the next sessions, let's see about the non-symmetrical parabolic arch and the analysis of the circular arch. Okay. So stay home, stay safe, but don't stop your studies. Be regular in your studies. Practice all these problems, and if any doubts, don't hesitate to ask. Thank you.